8 ideas on how to break the emotional side of the smoking addiction. It's normal to experience a grieving process similar to losing a loved one when you quit smoking. The emotional side to the addiction can be just as strong, if not stronger, than your physical addiction to nicotine. You've smoked for many years. You're going to miss smoking for a while after you quit. Smoking was a huge part of your identity and how you see yourself. It's normal to experience emotional withdrawals when you quit that'll last long after you smoked your last cigarette. It can be a dramatic change when you quit smoking. You stop smoking and it's normal to feel like you've lost your best friend, or that someone very close to you has died, or that you've given up a limb, or that something is being ripped away from you, or that you're denying yourself something pleasurable, or that your comfort blanket has been ripped out from under you. These are all normal feelings when you quit smoking. You're going to have to work through these emotions when you quit. There's no set timeline in terms of when the grieving process will end. The grieving process is different for each individual. It largely depends on how strong your emotional connection was to smoking. I spoke to a quitter who shared with me that he missed smoking a year after his original quit date. He learned from previous experience that he couldn't have just one cigarette, and that knowledge kept him from slipping up. Health, money, freedom, and grandchildren were his big motivators to remain tobacco-free. Yet a big part of him still missed smoking dearly. "I'll probably miss it for the rest of my life," he said to me. "I quit alcohol 27 years ago, and I don't miss that." The smoking is a different story. Breaking the emotional dependency on smoking was a struggle for him. If you love to smoke and have smoked for many years, you may have a similar grieving experience. It's going to take time to stop thinking as if you're missing out on something pleasurable. Be patient with yourself throughout the grieving process. Keep in mind, you're not losing a friend when you quit smoking. It's important to recognize that cigarettes are similar to how some relationships you develop with people in life aren't healthy. People enter your life and maybe things go well for a while, and then after time, these same people start to wear out their welcome. Their true colors start to show. They're rude, disrespectful, and treat you poorly. They're physically or emotionally abusive. This is similar to the relationship with cigarettes. The relationship might start off okay, but over time it becomes toxic. It takes time to learn to let go and push cigarettes out of your life. Remember this: cigarettes are not your protector, they're not your companion, and they're not your friend. Ask yourself this question: why do you hold on to this toxic relationship in your life for so long? Maybe your truth is that smoking is more like a frenemy than a friend. Half enemy. Proactively work to change the way you think about cigarettes. The goal is to turn your frenemy into your all-out nemesis and enemy. Work hard to keep that truth at the forefront of your mind throughout the quitting process. Here's 8 things you can do to help you change the way you think about smoking. These ideas may help you persevere through the grieving process and ultimately break the emotional side of the nicotine addiction. Number 1. Write out a list of everything motivating you to quit smoking. Write down everything you love as an ex-smoker. Write out a list of everything that originally motivated you to quit smoking in the first place. List out everything about smoking you don't miss at all, including the smell, the cost, the dirty ashtrays, the ugly looks from non-smokers who sneered at you whenever you smoked. Those non-smokers looked at you like you were some pariah from another planet. You hated those looks you used to receive out in public and don't miss them at all. Fold up your list of reasons for quitting and put it in your wallet, purse, or back pocket. Take your list with you whenever you leave the house. Strategically read over your list to motivate you when you hit a low point, you miss smoking, and you're craving a smoke bad. Use your list to lift up your motivation during the difficult times. Number 2, write a breakup letter to tobacco. You're breaking up with cigarettes, and it's not the other way around. You're liberating yourself from a toxic relationship that hurt you for far too long. In your breakup letter, write down everything that you hate about cigarettes. Let it all hang out. Don't censor yourself. Use PG-13 or R-rated language in your letter. Get angry. Don't hold back. This is your time to express yourself. Make sure you write that sad story of the time you almost started yourself on fire in your vehicle while on your way to work. How you had to turn around and return home to change your pants because of the size of the cigarette burn on your leg. In your breakup letter, include every gory betrayal, hardship, and loss you experienced because of cigarettes. After you write your breakup letter, ask someone to edit it. Practice reading your breakup letter in front of the mirror before you head to your local open mic night. Go all out for your reading and exercise all of the colorful thoughts and demons you have about these stupid little cigarettes. Writing a breakup letter could be a cathartic experience for you and help you persevere through the grieving process. Number 3, have a funeral for the cigarettes. Bury your last pack of cigarettes in your backyard. You can have your funeral before or after you quit smoking. Make a big show of the funeral and invite people over. Send out invitations in the mail prior to your event. Hold a service after the burial on the patio or in the living room. Go around the room and ask your loved ones to share their memories about your smoking. Encourage them to be honest and truthful about how much they hated the secondhand smoke. Make sure you have some sandwiches for people to snack on so they don't get hungry. The funeral will help give you some closure. If you have it in your head that the cigarettes are dead to you, you can start to move on with your life as an ex-smoker. Here's an important note. Bury the cigarettes deep into the ground in your backyard so that when you have a bad day and experience a strong craving to smoke, you're not tempted to pull out a shovel and dig them out. Number 4, get angry at tobacco companies. I'd like to sue those suckers right off the face of the earth, a quitter once shared with me. It's normal to get angry at cigarettes and the tobacco companies who sold you this addiction. It's normal to proclaim that cigarettes should be illegal. Anger is a normal part of the grieving process. Embrace it. Just like if someone were to walk up and kick your dog in the head, it's normal to experience some righteous anger. These feelings of anger are common, and the important thing is how you respond. You don't ever want to go too far with anger. Violence is never a good idea. Instead of taking your anger out on people in your inner circle who don't deserve it, choose a more productive path. Here's what you can do instead. Make a picket sign. Go to Walmart and buy a poster board, tape, and some markers. Enlist your kids to help you create the picket sign. You can even make it a family activity. Once the picket sign has been created, post up at the local gas station or convenience store where you used to purchase your smokes and make your voice heard. Bring a megaphone and unleash your rage at the tobacco company who produced the brand you used to smoke. Plead with people to join your cause. Ask people to sign your petition to make cigarettes illegal. Point your megaphone at some random guy walking out of the party store with his new pack of cigarettes. Know some random statistics about the consequences of smoking and try to wake people up with those numbers. Unleash your righteous anger in a noisy, non-violent way. Number 5, switch to a brand you don't enjoy right before you quit smoking. Here's another strategy you can try if you love smoking. Several days prior to your quit date, when you purchase your very last pack of cigarettes, buy a brand of cigarettes you don't enjoy smoking nearly as much. If you love to smoke, it's important that the last cigarette you smoke before you quit tastes disgusting. Buy the cheapest, most wretched tasting cigarette you can find on the shelf. If you only love menthol cigarettes, for example, try to smoke only full-flavored regular cigarettes before you quit. Take it a step further and break off the filters of the cigarette before you light up so it's harsh and makes you cough. Another strategy is to put your cigarettes in some vinegar, leave them out in the sun to dry, and then smoke it. The goal is to make those last cigarettes taste as disgusting as possible so the memory of that last one lingers with you for a while. 6 months down the road when you miss smoking and are scouring for one on the ground of the grocery store parking lot, You'll remember the last nasty drag off that cigarette you had back when you quit. Hopefully that awful memory of how it tasted will deter you from slipping up. Aside, I spoke to a quitter who shared with me that the very last cigarette she smoked was just so-so. Part of her plan was she wanted to hate the cigarette thoroughly as her form of closure. "I'm looking for that yuck sensation with the very last one," she said to me. Early on in her quit, she struggled with changing the way she thought about cigarettes. She worked hard to develop new things to look forward to that weren't food. What she enjoyed most about smoking was the instant gratification smoking provided and the fact that it gave her a break. She was the type that she never did much for herself, so cigarettes were her way of taking a few moments to herself. She had a personality that just liked to give, and give. She was a remarkable do-gooder type of woman who was selfless to a fault. She simply didn't do enough for herself. We talked about the importance of going shopping, getting a massage, treating herself with a vacation, etc. Just really focusing in on herself and putting herself on a pedestal before anyone else. Quitting was a process and a struggle for her, and with time it got a little easier. She said to me, "You know, it's better to be an ex-smoker experiencing cravings and missing smoking from time to time than being a smoker fighting the addiction, the cravings, and dealing with all the garbage that comes along with being a smoker." With each passing day, she missed cigarettes less and less and less. She eventually found new ways to take breaks and be kind to herself, and this helped her conquer the emotional withdrawals. Which leads to point number 6. Be nice to yourself. When you quit smoking, instead of dwelling on what you've lost, treat yourself to something nice. Carve out some time to reward yourself. Here's a few examples of things you can do. Get yourself a deep tissue massage. Take a day trip to the spa. Get a new haircut. Get your teeth whitened. Get a manicure. Whatever it is, the important thing is to be nice, gentle, and kind to yourself. Do something positive for yourself. After all the hard work you've put into your quit, you deserve it. Number 7, eat something indulgent. Don't rule out comfort foods as a short-term strategy to help you persevere during the difficult times in your quit. For example, on your 1-month smoke-free anniversary, you can go to the Cheesecake Factory. Order the Oreo Dream Extreme Delight cheesecake drizzled with caramel sauce, or the Ultimate Red Velvet Cake cheesecake. Get whatever is your favorite piece of cheesecake and go to town. Ask for some whipped cream on top and a scoop of hazelnut fudge ice cream on the side. Don't calorie count. Just be present in the moment and enjoy yourself. Eat that cheesecake slowly, one decadent bite at a time. You earned this. A couple bites into your cheesecake and it'll help you grieve and forget all about how much you might miss smoking. Number 8, reward yourself with something extravagant. Save up that money that you're not spending on cigarettes. Get yourself a money jar or open a bank account specifically to deposit all the funds you were spending on cigarettes and smoking paraphernalia. After a few months smoke-free, consider buying yourself something super nice with that money. Get a gold necklace and show it off to the world. At the time of your purchase, ask for a paper receipt, and then on your 1-month quit smoking anniversary, shred it. There's no returning that necklace now. Or you can take the money you've saved from quitting smoking and put it towards the down payment on a new vehicle. Whenever you miss smoking, wear your new necklace proudly or take your new car for a joyride. You earned it. The big reward can help reinforce your decision to stay quit. There you have it. 8 things you can do today to help you break the emotional side of the smoking addiction. Now here's a few questions for you. When you quit smoking, what do you plan to fill the emotional void with? What helps you cope with the grieving process? When it feels like part of you is missing, what helps you navigate through those feelings?